But first thing in the morning, just work on the most important task, and then after that, just do management stuff and or learn. Don't be the world's little bitch. All these social medias, all these inputs that you're getting every day, scrolling, people's stories, all this stuff, it impacts you to a level that you don't. It's not on a conscious level where you see how it's impacting you. You don't create that much amount of worth if you don't control something that is probably the most important thing, and that is our attention. Because if you don't check your social media, you feel like you need something. You feel like you're literally like a drug addict. I'm on social media every day, but I'd rather produce than consume. So that's kind of like my logic behind it. So I kind of control my consumption.
What does your daily routine look like, bro? You know, you're making a lot of money, you're successful, you're young. Like, what is it? You know, you got the penthouse view. What does your daily routine look like?
Yeah. So funny enough, before it started, my business started getting traction, I used to have a morning routine, right? Where I would wake up, maybe write my goals down, and then I would go in a dark room, and then I would meditate. And then meditation did help. I would even go for a walk, listen to a podcast. But today, I try to go to bed at the same time, right? So just midnight 30, 1 a.m., I'll go to bed, right? Wake up maybe around 8. I don't like to sacrifice my sleep. I think sleep is the most important thing you can do if you want to actually be a performer. When I wake up, I'll go straight to my computer and I start writing. I don't try to look at social media. I actually hate checking my phone first thing in the morning because it almost throws me into a state of mind where I'm not abundant. I'm not creating because I love, see, the thing is, and I want to talk about this phone thing because it's super important. First thing in the morning, you should not let the outside world control your inner state, because as much as people don't necessarily see it you don't necessarily see the impact that a phone or notification gives you, but as soon as you get that notification, even if it's good news, it's either going to psych up your dopamine and you're going to feel good. But if you also see something that's negative, it's also going to piss you off. In both those states, you're not going to create from a place of where you really get in the zone. So for me, I try to not check my phone. I try to not check even what's going on in my team channels and client channels. I'll simply just start writing. And the reason why I like writing at first thing in the morning is because in creating, it just allows me to go into places where I would not normally get into if I'm in a busy day, a bunch of calls back to back. So first 2 hours of my day is just creating. I like to say that I actually put out a tweet the other day where it's like, my routine is really simple. First thing in the morning is, what problem can I solve? And how can I solve it? I document it and then I distribute it. Every single day, my rule number 1 is get people's attention. I need people's attention. I need to give them something valuable. They pay it attention. And then my team is going to take care of this attention. We're going to convert it into something. Either we can help you solve your problems or this and that. But my morning routine is just wake up, create, and give something to the world. Don't just get busy, because people have a tendency to get busy and do the busy work, the tasks and things like that. That's not going to change. That's not going to make you wealthy. Mm-mm. It's not. And then after that, I'll probably jump on a call 2 hours later with my team, like my appointment setting team. And then after that, I'll maybe have another chat, maybe make sure the team is working on the right things. And after that, I'll either go get breakfast. I don't like to eat first thing in the morning, and then I'll listen to a podcast. Then I'll start learning too, getting more inputs in. And after that, either I'll have calls like these. I don't necessarily take a lot of calls anymore, or I'll just start working on something, on a new product or new content, new strategy for our clients.
And then you go to bed at the same time every night. That's kind of like your most important thing in terms of the routine and the content creation.
Yeah. So go to sleep at the same time. Wake up. Don't check your phone. Give yourself to the world. Just create stuff. And then for sure, make sure the team is working on the right things. Or if you're maybe not in my position where you have team members that you're paying every month, maybe you need to figure out what is that one activity that. So as an example, I said create, but for other people, let's say who are running brands, it may be optimize the ads, or it might be write new copy, or it might be find new products, right? If you're an agency owner, it might be just do outreach or create content and send it to prospects so you can convert them faster. But first thing in the morning, just work on the most important task. And then after that, just do management stuff and or learn.
That's great. I really like how you put it in terms of like give yourself to the world right away before you get all this stuff coming at you, because I feel like you do make your own reality. And I feel like when you wake up, it's like when you're, you know, you just rested, you know, so you kind of got rid of all that stuff from the day before.
100%.
Done. So now, like, I agree
correct.
with you, man. Just refresh, give yourself to the world, like create instead of, you know, taking the world's inputs
run
and
you.
taking it away. Yeah, let the world run you.
I don't think I can curse, but like I like to say, like, don't be the world's little bitch,
Hell yeah.
right? Because bro, like I don't know, most people don't get it, but like, and I want to repeat this again. All these social medias, all these inputs that you're getting every day, scrolling, people's stories, all this stuff, it impacts you to a level that you don't, it's not on a conscious level where you see how it's impacting you. The reason why Meta is has created trillions of value, or these Google platforms or Snapchat or TikTok, you don't create that much amount of worth if you don't control something that is probably the most important thing, and that is our attention. Now, these guys have probably spent billions of dollars on engineers trying to figure out, like, how can we control people? How can we give them the thing that they want so much that they actually become addicted to it, to always want to go back to it, right? Always want to go back to it. Now, this literally becomes like a crutch, because if you don't check your social media, you feel like you need something. You feel like you're literally like a drug addict. So for me, I'm on social media every day, but I'd rather produce than consume. So that's kind of like my logic behind it. So I kind of control my consumption.
That's great. I mean, I think that's just a very practical piece of value that I think more people should take into account. Especially, I get it, because I mean, we're both content creators as well. Yeah. So I think I can resonate with what you're saying like 100,000,000%. And like, I try to do the same exact things, and it's easy for me now. But for someone that's like getting started, I feel like they have a higher propensity to want to consume for the sake of learning. But I think putting it into action and creating, even if you're just starting, is insanely valuable.
Super important. Yeah.